Black Magic Woman podcast acknowledges the traditional owners of the land we have recorded this episode on. We also acknowledge traditional owners of the land where you, the listener or viewer, are tuning in from. We would like to pay our respects to our elders past and present and acknowledge that this always was Aboriginal land and always will be Aboriginal land.
This episode is proudly brought to you by ANZ, a new series of conversations with different mob around the country to yarn about meaningful career opportunities within ANZ, building the capacity of Indigenous businesses and organisations, and helping individuals in the broader community to achieve financial wellbeing and resilience.
Welcome to the Black Magic Woman podcast with Mandanara Bales.
Welcome you mob to another deadly episode of the Black Magic Woman podcast. I am your host, Mandanara Bales, and this is an episode like no other. We're going to literally talk all things black business, entrepreneurship by actually talking to black business owners themselves. Each year, ANZ hosts an Indigenous business marketplace to celebrate NAIDOC Week. Supported by Kinaway and Supply Nation, there are First Nations businesses that get to showcase their products, their services in the actual foyer in ANZ's headquarters here on beautiful Wurundjeri country in Kulin, aka in Melbourne. I got to speak to some deadly, up-and-coming, and also people that have been doing this for like 20 years in terms of business, the hustle. I got to speak to Josh Dean, and Josh is an artist, a nurse, fashion designer. I think he's a tiler, a chippy as well. And he's done some amazing murals here in Melbourne, and also grew up on Cubby country. So I got to connect with him, and I got to hear from my sister Sarah Stewart about a new business venture that she literally just launched this week here in NAIDOC Week. Then I was able to yarn with an old uncle, Uncle Mick. Uncle Mick's got this amazing business where I was looking at coffee cups and chopping boards and gravings and burnings. Look, I'm not going to give too much more away. That's just a few of the amazing people that you're now going to hear about on this amazing ANZ episode. Hope you enjoy. I'm here today to showcase some amazing black business owners that are here at the ANZ Docklands Headquarters. So my sister, first on the couch, thank you very much for joining me on the show today. And if you don't mind, can you introduce yourself, tell our listeners and also viewers on YouTube your name, your mob, and a little bit about where you grew up.
Yep. So my name's Emma Bamblett. My mobs are both my mum and dad's side, my kinship connections, Wemba, Gunditjmara, Nudgin and Tunarong. I'm currently living in Naarm for over the last 22 years, originally from Echuca on the Murray River, born and raised on beautiful Yorta country. And I live in Naarm with my 4 children, and I've got 2 beautiful little granddaughters. And very lucky to be connected to the Bambletts through hubby, through Ralphie. And I'm here today to represent Kinaway, which means Women Coming Together, our small business. Myself and co-owner Megan Vandenberg. We're 5 years now, celebrating this year 5 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So sis, tell us, I had an opportunity to come over to the store and correct. The first thing I did was have a look and see what is it that she's got going on over there. I noticed that this spray, it was the first thing that you kind of said, smell this, sis. So tell us about some of the products that you're selling today.
So during lockdown, Megan and I brought out our Back to Country range. So for mob, it was really hard living in Melbourne that time, when we could only go 5 kilometres out of the house. And, it was hard for mob that were wanting to go back to country to recharge battery for sorry business that we couldn't. So we brought out a Back to Country range. So after the Back to Country range, we brought out Correct, which means Countryland Sand in Wemba. And it's a beautiful scent to take you back to the smell of sand. So, the base scents are patchouli, sandalwood and vanilla.
I can smell the sandalwood. That was my mother's favourite scent.
Oh, nice.
It's probably why I didn't know that it was in there.
Yeah.
Well, you rattled off all these things and I was so caught up in the store. So sandalwood.
Is that connection that
Yep.
to that scent of being back on country. And it's one of our most popular products that we sell is the room spray. So you can spray it on your linen. I spray it in the car. And also we've got a candle, diffuser, hand and body wash
Wow.
in that range.
And I saw some books, notepads. I saw, was it drink bottles? And there's a whole lot of things over there.
So we really, the start of the business in 2019 was originally we wanted all our schools to have acknowledgement to country plaques. So that's the core of the business. We started off with 5 online ranges. So they're matte metal plaques that you put up in schools or workplaces or homes.
Yeah.
And from there we grew on to the candles online.
This is COVID lockdown.
lockdown.
This
Yep.
is it's a really good example of pivoting your whole business model.
Yep.
Starting with acknowledgement of country, seeing that there was a need and probably a big gap there in the market
Yep.
as well.
Yep.
And then coming out with these sprays and candles and diffusers and soaps and moisturisers.
Yep.
Sis, has it been easy to be able to now sustain this new kind of, well, not business model, but you kind of taken another direction.
Yep.
But you're incorporating
Definitely.
everything now
Definitely.
under one brand.
Yeah, definitely. After lockdown, we had a think, and I come up with these crazy ideas and yarn with Megan and say, what do you reckon we open up a shop where it's a beautiful space we can showcase our products, but also all of the beautiful small businesses that came out of COVID. Our people very clever at making beautiful weaving, jewellery, scarves. We've got wood burners, down to, opening up the shop to, we've got over 80 small businesses that we showcase now within the shop. So that was a kind of after COVID moment where we wanted to try that and also have a space where we could offer workshops. So we're both artists, both different artists. Now we've got a space at the back where we can have weavers come in, art workshops,
weaving.
Yep, healing
And this
spaces.
is open to the general public, or who's your customers? Who comes in those doors?
Yep. So community always come in. We have ally friendly products there. Our workshops are targeted at mob only. For example, last night we had collaborated with VACA. We do art mentoring programs.
Yes.
So ranges from 12 to 24. We'll have different artists who we showcase in the store come in every fortnight and talk about their small business and also get the kids to have a hands-on experience. And later on, hopefully they pick up.
Well, how do you plant those seeds now, and you're doing it?
Yep.
Too deadly, my tedder.
Yeah.
So how do people find you?
So, come and visit us. We're at 134 High Street, Preston, so northern suburbs of Melbourne. We open Wednesday to Sunday, 11 to 3 p.m. And then we're also online, so majority of our stock are online, but if not, you can just contact us through the website and we can arrange to get products out to you. We also have gotten in, so this is another kind of changing the environment, hampers now, so a lot of places are coming to us to make beautiful custom hampers that we then showcase a lot of small businesses within those hampers.
Sis, like too deadly, just to go over there and see this little table with a few little things and then to actually hear the backstory. I'm pretty sure a lot of the mob that are listening or watching will be, if you're in the area, drop in. I'll definitely drop by the shop next time I'm here.
Definitely.
So thank you so much for jumping on the podcast, and can't wait to come catch up with you and hopefully do one of the workshops. So for mob only, what a deadly, like how deadly is it to actually go to an event where there's mob?
Yep.
And if you get inspired, you might come up with your own little products.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, good. Well, enjoy the rest of the day here.
Thank you.
And thanks again for
Thanks
jumping
for the
on.
yarn. Thank you.
Too deadly. I'm so excited to introduce you to my listeners and also our viewers on YouTube. I've got Uncle Mick sitting on the couch here. I'm going to hand over to you, Uncle, to introduce yourself. Tell our listeners who your mob is, a little bit about where you grew up and why you're here at this deadly Indigenous business marketplace at ANZ today.
Well, I might start by saying Wawa Yamagu, which means hello to everyone in my language, the Takong Wurrung or Tanarong, one of the 5 language groups of the Kulin. This has been a long journey for me, this whole business. We started off as a sole trader or just as a bit of a hobby to start off with. It started back in the 2006 Com Games. little program within one of the departments of government called the Crew Business Network.
Yep.
They did a series of workshops for all us sort of little hobby wannabe businesses.
Yep.
And just to help us with some basic business skills. And then at the end of that, I took off around Victoria to sell my wares and came home with $5,000. And that was the start of it.
This is a sign of success, and look where you are today.
Yeah. So we're nearly 20 years later.
20 years later.
Yeah. And we've developed.
Like beautiful, actually really beautiful, great quality products.
Yes.
From coffee, tea. I literally could not wait to show people. And for people that are listening, you need to get over to the YouTube channel so you can actually see these beautiful pieces from Uncle Mick. What is the actual business called?
Naga, which means dancing wombat, or as I like to say in today's word, twerking wombat.
Twerking wombat.
Yeah.
And Uncle Mick, how do people find you?
We've got a website. We sell at all different kinds of retailers.
Yep.
In fact, we sell at the Koori Heritage Trust. In Sydney, we sell at Welcome to Country.
Yes.
Just a host of different retailers. Uluru, we sell at Uluru.
So you're everywhere, like you're actually getting your stuff out all over the country.
Yeah.
And now on this podcast, people are able to hear about other black businesses, especially here in Victoria, that might not be known outside of this state. So Uncle Mick, I just want to say thank you.
No worries.
I know you're getting busy over there. You better get back to that store.
No worries.
But to all our listeners and viewers, in the show notes, we'll make sure that the website's there so you can go and actually support some of our local black businesses, especially here in Victoria. Too deadly, Uncle.
Happy NAIDOC week, everyone.
Keep up the good work.
Cheers.
Thank you. I've got another deadly black sister on the couch to yarn with us about her deadly little store. My sister, why don't you introduce yourself and tell our listeners and also our viewers on YouTube your name, your mob, and what brought you here to ANZ's Indigenous Business Marketplace here in NAIDOC Week in beautiful Naarm.
Hello, how are you, sis? So my name's Sharon Brindley, so I'm a Yamaji Noongar woman, and my company is Jalla Jalla Treats. So Jalla Jalla meaning very good in my Yamaji language, and the turtle, our totem, that's our family totem, the green sea turtle. I guess what brought me here is I've worked with Simon on and off with AN for a number of years now. This is their 5th year this year.
Yep.
And it's a good way for me coming up from the peninsula to be able to be in the centre of town, so all the big businesses from around Melbourne can come in and support us.
And it's such an amazing opportunity to showcase, some of the smaller businesses I've never heard of. But since I've seen you, I've been watching you, I've been following your journey for a couple of years now. Jalla Jalla Treats has won a few awards.
Yes.
And first you started off with chocolate.
Yes.
And now, I just went and bought some wellbeing tea. This is exactly what I need right now. And I can save my money that I spend at T2 and get online now and get my tea from you. So
you can indeed.
You've got a new customer.
Yes, thank you. And we've also just started bringing out our own little bush nut range as well.
I see lemon myrtle a lot these days.
Yeah.
Can you tell us some of the uses?
Lemon myrtle's great for tea, great to go into tea, but it's great for relaxation and calming. So I've got a few plants growing, which are probably not the right country for it where I am on Bunurong country at my house at least, but I need to have those trees around me to be able to just go out there and get a leaf and put in a cuppa when I need to just chill.
Yes.
So it's a great for that, but it's also one that's great to sort of start with for non-Indigenous people to start the journey.
Yeah.
And then you start getting them onto the quandon, which is on my country. So I'm looking at putting the quandon into my chocolate sort of as we progress.
And quandong is the native peach.
Yes,
basically.
yes.
All
So
right.
and that's what my aunties and my mum grew up on, so being able to go out and pick them. And then I'm going to look even into the bush tomatoes and starting to put that into product as well.
Then you've got savoury.
Yeah,
Excellent.
and mixing with the chocolate, so maybe a bit of bush tomato and chilli.
Ooh, I like the chili. So, sis, how can people find you? Is it as simple as getting onto Instagram or?
Yeah, so with socials, it's just Jalla Jalla Treats. So look us up for our website. I'm on, what am I on? I'm on Facebook. Yeah, I'm on everything. So Facebook, Instagram. Instagram seems to be the one for the younger generation. But get on there and support. And look, hey, I'm also free if you want to like reach out and just to double check on a business. We all know each other within this economy. And so just double check to make sure that you're supporting the right business. And that way we can thrive. In my lifetime, we need to be higher than 2%.
Yeah, I love it. So important that we're actually not just saying, hey, come and buy some tea. We're letting people know that most people that are actually financially benefiting are non-Aboriginal people. So let's try and change that in our lifetime. Well, sis, I'll let you get back to your store.
Thank you.
Happy NAIDOC week. And it's been an absolute pleasure to finally have a yarn with you here on the podcast.
Yeah, you too, sis.
Thank you. Thank you. I've got another amazing, deadly black business owner here on the couch. I want to hand the mic over to you, my sister, to introduce yourself. So can you please tell our listeners just your name, your mob, and what brought you here to the ANZ Indigenous Business NAIDOC Marketplace?
Thanks for having me, Chana, and the business name's Amaretum. So my journey started in 2021, but I was living up in New South Wales and I was working at a hospital, and I started to see that there was a gap in products for women, particularly around plant-based skincare. And I found that I was buying lots of and sourcing and looking for those sorts of things to give to my family. So my mob all live in Shepparton. My mob's a James family, so I'm a strong, proud Yorta Yorta woman. And Amaretum was born out of a great, significant loss of my mother a few years ago, and in 2021 of my son, Matthew. And I wanted to incorporate both their names in something, and what started out as a vehicle for my grief ended up being a real mission to honour my son and my mum in the best way I knew how, and that was to keep their memory alive through the development of plant-based skincare. So that's what I do.
I love it. It's pure products for your skin, which is better for the environment. All natural dyes.
Yep.
I've got the honey lip balm on my lips right now. I never talk, it's not that I don't talk about products and promote products, but I always feel like a bit of a fraud when you're talking something up and you've never touched it, never felt it, never seen it. So to actually go over to your store, put it on my lips and go, that's something that I actually would buy. I need to take that home. I then tried the Quandong cream and I was like, now I'm taking this one as well. So you've got creams, you've got lip balms. I saw there was a mist. Was there teas? Was there salts? Scrubs?
Yeah, I actually hand blended tea, which is that's on my website. Floral waters, I'm a great believer in those, so I use they're really good. Men and women can use them. You know, my products aren't gender specific. Yeah, that's right. Men and women can use these products. In fact, my husband's the guinea pig at the moment, so he's
of
using
course,
a
love family and they're the best in terms of honesty and giving us feedback.
Oh, absolutely. Like I've got a Quandong cream my auntie's been using. She swears by it. She loves it.
So tell us about Quandong.
Oh, Quandong's our native peach.
Okay.
Quandong, desert lime, wattle seed. We've got the beautiful Illawarra plum. We've got all of these native botanical plants and trees and seeds in Australia, and we don't use them. And I believe that, you know, in the coming 10 years you're going to see a lot of people moving to plant-based skincare. They're going to be looking for it. Now, we've seen Kakadu plum. That's always, that you can see that. It's everywhere. And it's in everybody's skincare. They're all using it. But
who's actually benefiting from the mass production and manufacturing of skincares and the whole kind of native food scene? I've seen lots of Kakadu plum powders. I've actually bought from Caillou Superfoods from Darwin and got some of my stuff, and I always look for ethical products.
That's right.
So it's amazing to actually meet you today. You actually see the owner who's creating these beautiful little gifts. What's your favourite seller? What are people usually coming back for? Is it the Quandong cream?
Yeah, well, the creams hit off just recently at another NAIDOC market day. The creams set off. I would have to say that it's the creams. It's their ability to do everything because, we're sucked into buying things. Oh, you need one cream for your eyes, you need one for your neck, you need another one for your décolletage.
Oh, you need this for
you
night
need this,
time,
that's
daytime.
right. Yeah, and you rub it on 5 or 6.
Oh, this is for dry skin. So
Yeah.
you're telling me that that Quandong cream that I just bought,
Yep.
which one? I've got this one here now,
Yep.
is for all skin types.
Yes,
Anyone can use it,
absolutely.
and you don't need all of these other...
You don't need them all. No, that's right. And let's
So
just
save
get
your
back
money,
to
you mob.
Yeah, and get back to basics. Like get back to what skincare should be. It should be clean and it should be pure, and you also consider the environment as well. And I don't know. I feel like there is a connection to our environment, what we eat, how we live. I think that's all connected to our spiritual, emotional well-being,
psychological,
being.
everything.
That's right. And, we don't use a lot of water. We don't use a lot of power to produce our things.
Yeah.
They're hand-blended skincare. They're done by myself, and I'm a perfectionist. I've got a bit of OCD as well.
Yeah.
I like things to be perfect. I think it's always been in my nature to do, but also to just be transparent. This is what you get. There's no
nasties.
There's no nasties in your products, and you are going to get good results. And the beauty about these, about the heroes, the wattle seed, the Quandong, the desert lime, is they address things like hyperpigmentation, firming, brightening, lack of glow, dullness, all of those types of things and environmental damage as well.
To our skin.
Yeah, to our skin.
Well, how can people find you? Is it just as simple as getting onto Instagram, or which way?
Yeah, so Instagram is Amoritum Beauty.
Yep.
And I know that's a tongue twister.
That's all right. We'll have the actual business name in the show notes, so we'll make sure people can find you.
Yeah, and Amoritum.
Go to the website.
Yeah, amoritum.com.au.
Too deadly. Well, look, it's been an absolute pleasure to have this little yarn with you.
Oh, thank you so much.
First time for everything.
Yes.
And I really do encourage, not just, black fellas to support black businesses. This is skincare. Every single one of us, especially living in Australia, with the temperatures, it's either too cold or too hot.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between when you're in Melbourne. 4 seasons in one day.
Absolutely.
Jump online and see if there's something for you. So thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome. I've got the deadly Josh Dean here on the couch. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you. Even though it's short and sweet, I'm pretty sure we'll connect again. But for my listeners and also our viewers on YouTube, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you here to the ANZ NAIDOC Indigenous Business Marketplace?
Woo! So I'm Josh Dean. I'm a Palawa man. I grew up on Kabi Kabi country, so on the sunny coast, and lived in Nambour, lived everywhere around there. But literally one of the best places to grow up because I got to experience nature for free, going to the beach, and just really being able to just learn to go with the vibes of life. Living
Surf
in Melbourne
life,
now, yeah, exactly,
the vibes. It's a cool place to live between mountains, the bush.
It's beautiful there.
Yeah.
Literally blessed. Like I pursued, I guess, more of a fashion modelling kind of world. So I was a hairdresser for a few years, and that's what kind of led me to move to Melbourne. Just because I know Queensland don't want to admit it, but they're not at the forefront of the fashion world as much as the footy shorts and
so you went where that you're going to have more opportunity and more potential to make a break in fashion.
In fashion, yeah. So I did modelling for about 10 years and I was able to travel to Milan, Paris, did all the fashion festivals in Australia. Was like one of the first ever guys in like an all women's show for David Jones as well, which was cool.
Look at that. We got this deadly brother here on the couch. It's been all around the world doing runways. And then I've got this beautiful piece.
Painting, yeah. So for me, like, my passion in life always was art. Like, art was really my refuge. I grew up with a pretty tumultuous home life. Like, Dad was very hard to be around growing up, which kind of led me to escape and paint in my bedroom and just kind of, ignore what was going on.
Yeah.
I was lucky in the sense my parents would let me paint all over my walls and draw on my walls and
just
stuff.
do your thing.
Do my thing.
Whatever
but
makes you happy.
Exactly, yeah. So people always say, don't be an artist, you'll never make it, and blah, blah, blah. And I tried so many jobs. I'm a qualified hairdresser, house painter, nurse. Like, I tried to do everything that everyone told me to do.
Just keep bringing you back.
Yeah, so this piece here, it's a bigger piece, but that won an award last year at the Koori Heritage Trust in their Koori Art Show.
Yeah, congratulations.
So, thank you, yeah, it won the Reconciliation Award, but that piece, it's a bigger piece and it's got my my hand with another budgie landing on it. Now, what I kind of really love about this piece and the symbology behind it, I'm a light-skinned Indigenous person. Most of my mob are, I'm Palawa, so, after all the genocides and traumas that we've been through as people, like, a lot of people kind of question us, are you Indigenous? For me, this budgie here being a blue budgie, now, it's a budgie. It's blue. No one's going to question that, okay? In the wild, they're all yellow and green. So the only reason that the blue ones exist is because of, in a sense, they've been colonised. They've been created and bred to be blue and white. So for me, creating this art piece of a blue and white budgie kind of spoke as a bigger metaphor for me as, I'm an Indigenous person. So,
wow.
Yeah.
My brother, just hearing your interpretation and how you speak about your art, I can't wait to literally find you. I'm getting online. How do people find you?
So you can find me on Instagram at Josh Dean Official, or my website, byjoshdean.com.
I can't wait to literally get home, get online, and I'm sure all you mob are already on there now trying to find out who this fella is. If you're, do you hang around Melbourne? How far are you from the CBD?
Yeah, so I'm off Chapel Street.
Yep.
I actually just finished a mural yesterday on Chapel Street, a big NAIDOC mural. So big elder, giant Aboriginal flag with Wah the Crow flying through it. So that's on the corner of Grosvenor and Chapel Street. If you want to check out some of my art, it's there. Grab a photo, give me a tag.
Too deadly. So it's NAIDOC week and we're celebrating Black businesses, supported by Supply Nation and Kinaway here at ANZ Docklands Headquarters. There's so much going on here. So my brother, I know people have been lining up and talking to you, and I finally got 5 minutes with you. So thank you for giving me an opportunity to have a yarn with you.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks so much for having me.
Too deadly.
Cheers. Keep the fire burning.
I can't wait. Thank you. You're not going to believe who I just ran into. I've got the founder of Dreamtime Range, Sarah Stewart, here on the couch with me. I always buy pyjamas wherever I go, and I don't like buying online. I like feeling clothes, and then I kind of go, and also I love connecting with people and understanding people's story. So sis, before we go straight into it, and you're going to tell us a bit about your mob and where you grew up, I grabbed this to just show people some of the designs before they go onto your Insta. But I grabbed the blue pair, and you said this represents women in business.
Women in business.
And so for people that don't know you and never heard of this business, sis, can you please tell our listeners and viewers on YouTube a little bit about yourself and how you came up with this amazing business?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Sarah Stewart. I'm a proud Gillimaroy woman from northern New South Wales. I'm a mum of 4. I have been in business for over 20 years, and I wanted something ethically sourced, connecting to culture, sparking a conversation, but I also wanted something that I could put a blazer on, put a pair of heels on, and go to work comfy every day. And so we designed Dreamtime Range around that. We work with up-and-coming Aboriginal artists from all over Australia to help use our platform and my platform to basically bring them into the corporate world. So we've launched on Monday, Dreamtime Range.
Big congratulations.
Very excited.
It's
Dream
not
come
easy.
true.
Not easy.
Oh my goodness. I have businesses, obviously, and I thought, how hard can this be? Like, I have run business for 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm a mum. I can multitask like the best of them. Oh my goodness. never in my life did I think that there was that much to a fashion line, down to ethically sourcing, the eco-friendliness, your packaging, even down to where and how and who you're connecting with, because that's your brand. So ours are ethically made in Sri Lanka, designed here in the pattern, but also, as I said, this first pattern is by Sherry from Bignali. So look her up. I'm happy to send you the link.
Definitely. We'll have it in the show notes.
As you saw, blue, women in business, representing all of us amazing boss women, and showing that the young people coming through and our daughters that, you know what, it doesn't matter what you want to do. If you want to do it, have a go. The pattern you've got over there, that represents We Are One. So it represents that Mother Earth doesn't discriminate no matter where we come from and the colour of our skin. And together we can unite and create a truly reconciled as one. So that's the hope, that we're not sitting here in 20 years having this same conversation, that our daughters and our sons aren't sitting here having this same conversation. Let's get our culture out there. Let's get it, in your face. Let's talk about it in a safe way, and let's bring our culture and our history to your dreams.
I love the fact that your goal is to create chic and distinct fashion pieces that initiate discussions about culture. Yeah. This is NAIDOC Week. This is an opportunity for all Australians to go and actually immerse yourself in community amongst Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, but actually kind of like feel what we feel, that pride when we talk about our culture, our country, our connections with each other. It's not just all dot paintings and didgeridoos. No. There's so much more to us that most people have missed out on. So grabbing yourself, a beautiful piece of fashion, getting some pajamas, is also an opportunity to have these conversations.
It is, and they're so important, these conversations, not just for now but for the future, so that next generation comes through can actually see that it doesn't matter what you want to be or where you come from or what life has served you up. I'm a ward of the state, and I sit here now as a business owner, a mum, breaking the cycle, one business at a time, but more importantly showing my kids that you can stand up, be proud, wear your culture, talk about it, and it doesn't matter whether you get knocked down, just get back up and keep going.
And when you got strong, deadly black women, right, in our community, that's also holding us, especially in the business community. There's not many black women that are front and centre. There's some joint ventures, there's some family businesses, but there's not many just black women, front and centre. So sis, we need to stay in touch.
We do.
We were meant to see each other again, and I cannot wait to get Tiger Lily to model these and share on Instagram. So I'm telling you now, I'm definitely, I'm hooked. You've got to feel them, you've got to touch them, and if you don't get a chance to do that, just trust me.
Yeah, they feel beautiful. We've got 100% silk lines, but we've also got 100% visco, so they're not going to shrink, they're not going to feel that, strawy feeling. They're beautiful. I wear them to work, my kids wear them, my partner wears them.
Well, I think I need to get myself some pants.
Yes.
Watch this space, everyone. So get on to
dreamtimerange.com.au. We're on Insta, we're on LinkedIn, and get behind us and support us.
Too deadly. Well, happy NAIDOC weekend. Thanks so much for coming here and giving me a couple of minutes of your time.
Thanks. Happy NAIDOC week.
I literally just got back from Tina Odie's store. It is unbelievable in terms of the chocolate. I've got to literally show you this, and I'm leaving my mic just so I can go grab the other block of chocolate if you're listening and not watching this on YouTube. I started off with the Brittle Life, and I'm not joking, I'm not really into crunchy peanut brittle, but I thought I would try it anyways. I always stick with just milk chocolate. So my sister, can I just say, this chocolate is amazing.
Thank you.
It's obviously your business.
Yep.
Can you share with my listeners and also viewers on YouTube a little bit about, well, yourself first, and then tell me about this amazing business?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going to eat the chocolate, if you don't mind, and listen to you. So I'm about to open this one up.
You can give me some feedback while we're chatting.
That's easy.
Yeah, absolutely. So about myself, I'm Kamilaroi, proud Kamilaroi woman. My grandmother was born in Weewar, northern New South Wales. Recently only found my family history of the Indigenous side. We always knew it, but it was very hard to trace back. And then I'm a pastry chef, chocolatier by trade. I went back to school when I was 45 and decided to become a pastry chef. So, yeah, 7 years later, and I'm loving it.
And now from pastry to chocolate.
Yeah,
Are you still doing
absolutely.
pastry?
Yes, on the side.
On the side?
Yeah.
But tell us, what made you go into chocolate? Like, it is such a tough market.
It is, absolutely.
Everyone's doing chocolate. What would you say in terms of what makes your chocolate different?
So there's a lot of craft chocolate makers out there. I'm different because I really enjoy that experimentational stage of making the products and really working out what flavours go with each other. I think that's where my passion lies, and that's why I have so many SKUs. Yes, I need to cull a few, but, you know.
What is your number one seller?
So I have 4 different product ranges. So I have an OG range, a vegan range, my natives, and then I have a range that I call Here for a Good Time, Not for a Long Time, which I chop and change all the time. Every 1-2 months I bring out a new bar, strictly for a month only. And yeah, so there's quite a few. Salty Feels, Bisque Off Your Face, Wattle Seed Dreaming is a really popular one. My vegan bars are extremely popular. A lot of people are vegan not just for food, but, you know, ethical reasons as well. So that's a big point of difference for my business.
Yep. And you're here based in Melbourne?
Yeah, absolutely. Moving from Preston to Coburg.
Okay. And how do people normally find you? Like, where are your clients? How do you get customers?
Yeah, absolutely. So more social media. So Instagram is my main go-to page.
Yep.
I'll be honest, I'm a bit slack with Facebook and the others. I'm getting there. Everything takes a lot of time and energy. So Instagram, number one. And then I decided once I started doing the business, I've got to put myself out there. So, you know, Supply Nation and Kinaway shows and local markets and fairs and trade shows. Yeah, I'm basically at every one of them now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And tell me just a little bit about in the business. Have you got children, hubby, you got mum working? Is there anyone else that's supporting you?
Absolutely.
Or is this just a one-woman show?
Well, it was
It starts off that way.
It does start off that way. Unfortunately, I have really bad joints in my hands.
Yep.
So I have my kids help me. Adult children, which is great. My husband's very supportive, and the kids. So, yeah, if I need help, they're like, Mum, what can we do?
Yep. Isn't it amazing that we actually can bring our kids
I love it.
into our business?
Yeah.
I love seeing other women, you know, other women.
It's very empowering.
Give business a crack
and
have a family and do both. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. We always had a business in the clothing business, 20 years ago. So wherever I went, my kids went with me. That was just what I had to do. If I went to work, my kids came too.
Yeah.
So I think you just carry that through your life and go about your work and just do what you got to do, basically. That's what I tell my kids. People say, how do you do it? I'm like, I don't know, I just do it. I do it because I got to do it.
Well, you wake up every day usually with, a passion and a purpose, and also that the impact that we're having, especially on our families and communities.
Yes.
And we're leading the way as business owners, where a lot of other people might not have ever thought that they could go into business.
Absolutely.
So you've gone from, did you say clothing before?
Clothing prior
yes.
to going back to school at 45, and starting to be a pastry chef, chocolatier.
Yes.
Yeah, so I had a job as chocolatiers,
yes.
Before COVID, and then unfortunately lost my job towards the end of COVID. Took about a year to get up and running. Found a kitchen, got registered, blah, 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 and then,
And look, we're here
and I'm
on this
here
couch.
And I wouldn't believe it.
And you're on the Black Magic Woman podcast talking about this amazing chocolate. Literally, you've got to get on Instagram, find this chocolate, buy some. You will not regret it.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for making time to come over and say hello.
Thank you.
How deadly was that? Oh my God, like literally, when I was yarning to sister Emma Bamblett and talking to her about, having a shop front, then having mob-only workshops come in and to learn about culture, to do weaving, to pass on very important cultural stories and knowledge. I just literally, just from having a yarn with her to hear about what they've been doing, make sure you visit them if you're ever in Melbourne, get out to Preston. And those pajamas, OMG, Sarah, with your beautiful, pajamas. I'm now one of your biggest supporters, biggest fans, and you're only a couple of weeks in business, but I know, sis, you've been doing this for a long time. And how incredible was Auntie there, Chana? I absolutely loved her lip balm. I've been wearing it ever since. And of course, how can I forget the Quandong cream? So look, that's a wrap up of the amazing Indigenous business marketplace here at ANZ to celebrate NAIDOC Week. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Until next time, bye for now.
If you'd like to know more about how ANZ can help improve your financial well-being or help you start, run or grow your business, visit anz.com or call 131314.
A big shout out to all you Deadly Mob and allies who continue to listen, watch and support our podcast. Your feedback means the world. You can rate and review the podcast on Apple and Spotify, or even head to our socials and YouTube channel and drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. The Black Magic Woman podcast is produced by Clint Curtis.